Hello. My name is Barry Brontosaurus, and I'm here to teach you AP statistics. 'Cause I'm a dinosaur. Now, the biggest problem with math is it's boring as heck. But the second biggest problem with math is it doesn't relate to real life crap. So I'm going to give you an example problem that relates to real life. Here we go. At an archaeological site that was an ancient swamp, the bones from 20 brontosaur skeletons have been unearthed, which of course doesn't make any sense because the brontosaurs didn't live in swampland, but I'll let that slide for now. I'll let that slide. The bones do not show any sign of disease or malformation. It is thought that these animals wandered into a deep area of the swamp and became trapped in the swamp bottom. Once again, unlikely. The 20 left femur bones were located, and 4 of these left femurs are to be randomly selected, without replacement for DNA testing, to determine gender. Now for part A, let X be the number out of the 4 selected left femurs that are from males. Based on how these bones were sampled, explain why the probability distribution of X is not binomial. And just so you know, it is quite obvious that X is not binomial, since the trials are not independent, and the conditional probabilities of selecting a male change at each trial, depending on the previous outcomes, of course, due to the sampling without replacement. Now for part B, suppose that the group of 20 brontosaurs, whose remains were found in the swamp, had been made up of 10 males and 10 females. What is the probability that all 4 in the sample to be tested are male? Now you need to use this equation when figuring out the answer. Your px will have x equaling 4, and then as you go on, these are the numbers you need to use. 10 over 20, which is how many male brontosaur bones there are. 9 out of 19 after you take 1, 8 out of 18 after you take the next, and after you take the last, 7 out of 17. Now, if you did your math right, this is the fraction you should get. Now you can reduce that into decimal form for your answer, which is 0.043. Now for part C, the DNA testing revealed that all 4 femurs tested were from males. Based on this result, and your answer from part B, do you think that males and females were equally represented in the group of 20 brontosaurs, unlikely stuck in the swamp? No. If males and females were equally represented, the probability of observing 4 males is small. Remember, 0.043. Part D. Is it reasonable to generalize your conclusion in Part C pertaining to the group of 20 brontosaurs to the population of all brontosaurs? Explain why or why not. The answer is no. We can't generalize the population of all brontosaurs, because it is not reasonable to regard this sample as a random sample from the population of all brontosaurs. There is reason to suspect that this sampling method might cause bias. Welp, that's the practice problem. May God have mercy on your soul.